Blame Truth here. I have returned, and if you guys are happy to see me back, drop a like on this video. I'd appreciate it. Took it a little easy last month, and I was gonna make another video after my last one to kind of cap off July there. But to be completely honest, I was disgusted. I was absolutely disgusted at this mindfuck guinea pig bullshit experiment that the Call of Duty devs ran about skill-based matchmaking, EOMM, whatever you want to call it, to the point where I'm like, I don't even know what to talk about. Like, there's so much I want to talk about, but I'm just disgusted. It's depressing to talk about it. It literally is. I've seen, I'm sure you've seen this news passed around, but if you haven't, they are now using AI, and this is confirmed, they are now using AI to make bundles in Call of Duty. As if the Boba Tea bundle, the Fuzzy Wuzzy Jeffrey Epstein bundle, yada yada, isn't enough to turn your stomach. Now it's all of that, but made by AI. Made by some, Terminator 2, I need you to close your boots and your motorcycle AI. Hell, that would be a lot better of a bundle to put in. Why not put in Terminator or something? Why not get the rights? Spend that daddy Activision money. Stop getting Cheech and Chong, who most of your player base is too young to even know who the fuck they are. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Wait, would the kids even know what the fuck Terminator is? Honestly, I think a new movie just came out recently. I'll be honest with you, I stopped watching it T2 because, like, can you really top Terminator 1 and Terminator 2? I don't think so. I just gotta stop watching there. So I did watch 3 once, but anyway. Let's get back to the video here, back to the meat and potatoes, if you will. XDefiant just did another balance pass on their weapons, and I can say this without any hesitation. I think right now the weapon balance in XDefiant is the best weapon balance we've either ever seen or since maybe like Black Ops 2, I'd say. Nothing feels overpowered. Most weapons in the game, pretty much every weapon in the game now feels viable. They've all done this, or they've done this all, I should say, while keeping the unique feel and kind of niche of the weapons intact. I'm actually really impressed, and I'm not just saying that. Like, they have really done a fantastic job at the weapon balance. They actually just buffed the AA-12, which, I mean, me and XCal were like the only people using that gun in the whole game, pretty much. So I'm happy to see it buffed. It's not overdone or anything. This is a match with it post-buff. I had no trouble doing this pre-buff, so whatever. But regardless, let's cover the skill-based matchmaking study and just kind of, I don't know, talk about this before the release of Black Ops 6. The beta comes out August 30th, I do believe there. And if anyone's hopeful, if anyone at all is hopeful that Black Ops 6 is going to be this amazing game, look no further than this most recent SBMM study they did. That they did, by the way, not us, not someone else, not an independent third party, not with very clear outlined variables. I mean, they treated the player base as guinea pigs and then changed things on a whim to fit their narrative. Here's the thing. Let me give you guys an example before I even show you the exhibits and the evidence. Let's say you guys go to Burger King, okay? You go to Burger King. For the past 5 years, you order a Whopper. Occasionally, you'll get like a different kind of burger, but for the most part, you order a Whopper. You go to Burger King, you get a Whopper. For the past 5 years, that's how it's been. Well, one day you wake up, you go to BK, and instead of a Whopper on the menu, or any burger at all for that matter, everything has been replaced with some form of chicken, like it's some third-rate KFC. And when you ask, hey, where are the burgers? The cashier just does the Chick-fil-A girl look at you and doesn't respond. Okay? Now, what would you do in that situation? You'd probably walk out the goddamn door. Not only that, but you would probably not go back. Not only that, but you'd think that maybe you were going insane and that you were in the wrong restaurant, and it would mess with your head a little bit. Well, that's what they did with this most recent skill-based matchmaking study, where they turned it off and then gathered data. They gave people a consistent experience on Call of Duty for the past 5 years, then to prove their point that skill-based matchmaking is a good thing, they turned it off without telling anyone, and then bad players were suddenly not protected anymore and were getting stomped more, a little bit more probably, and then they quit out and they backed out. We don't have any indication of what the servers were doing at the time either. We don't have any indication of when this occurred. They didn't give us the actual details of this quote-unquote experiment. I wish they could just be honest for once. I wish they could just tell the truth for once and just say, hey, we have skill-based matchmaking in the game to help the bad players feel not so garbage at the game, so they will spend money in the store. Because at the end of the day, that's all it's there for. It's not there for player retention. If anything, it's showing that, for the most part, Call of Duty, at least traditional multiplayer-wise, skill-based matchmaking has way more vocal people against it than that are for it. And that's why XDefiant even exists. I mean, think about this. XDefiant exists because of this issue right now. And speaking of that, let's see what Mark has to say, lead on XDefiant, about this skill-based matchmaking graph thing. He says, so just making sure I'm reading this correctly, did retention drop by less than 2%? Basically, the worse people are, the more they're likely to quit out. But Nero said it best in that last tweet, like, most of those people are so bad, they probably don't care, or it was a shock to the system because they've been protected. And then good players, I mean, as you can see on the graph, as the higher you get up, they actually gain retention because it's like, oh, I'm not being gaslight or punished or put into lobbies with bad connections anymore. There are so many variables other than skill and individual performance that there's no way to actually take this scientifically. You can't just say it's purely based on skill. It is a flawed experiment, and it is complete horseshit. It is complete and utter horseshit, especially considering I see brand new players on XDefiant all the time that get their shit pushed in and stay on the game and go like 6-28 or whatever. They don't care, man. They're listening to Lil Yachty rolling a blunt and listening to their smoke detector beep at them because they need to change the batteries. They do not care. Robert Bowling, OG Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 guy, says this in relation to that whole test. Has considered skill as a factor in SBMM are drastically different things. The major changes since COD 4 have been the other reasons and way that skill is weighted and used. Particularly the introduction of Activision patented process for matchmaking unskilled players with high-skilled players who own cosmetics the low-skilled player doesn't own but is likely to buy. So when people say SBMM sucks, they're referring to the totality of the system, not the simple fact that any skill is considered. Mark Rubin actually confirmed that COD 4 had a little bit of SBMM back in the day. Like, I'm talking so minute, but ping was king. And as someone who played Call of Duty, I've probably forgotten more about Call of Duty than most of you guys know, unless you've been playing as long as I have. And I just want to say, like, from COD 4, when I started playing, up until, I'd say, Black Ops 4, skill-based matchmaking was unnoticeable. Unnoticeable to me personally. And I'm not just saying that. Like, I never would have known it was a thing unless someone pointed it out. You play Modern Warfare 2019 on, it is night and day, down to the connection quality. There is no reason on Black Ops 4 I should be getting 20 to 40 ping every single match, every single server, and then getting put into a Bangladesh lobby on 160 ping because I popped off one too many times on Timmy No Thumbs or whatever. Like, that is stupid. And this whole sacrificing a good player's enjoyment, someone who puts in the time, puts in the effort, puts in the money to get better at the game. I mean, truthfully, someone who puts in the time, the effort, and the money to get better at the game should have a better experience because they've earned it. If you are having a bad time in a public match, do you know what you do? You back the fuck out and you search again, or you stay, take your lumps, and see what you're doing wrong. You can record your gameplay super easy now, and you can watch it back, and you can see what you're doing wrong. You can watch so many people online and see where you are not doing what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like, you could watch this gameplay and see, hey, how do I use the AA-12? Let's watch BT use it. He knows how to do it. Okay, let's watch this and try to replicate it. You will do better. This is how it's always been. You know, if I go to the gym and I work out for 30 minutes, I don't expect to look like the guy who goes to the gym and works out for 3 hours every day. It's just, It's not realistic. I don't know where this baby participation medal mindset came from in regards to video games. I think things just got too popular and they saw the money that could be made on fooling these dummies and people with like low competitive drive and all this stuff. I don't know, man. I truly do not know. With that said, ranked is more popular than ever, it seems like. So it seems like that ranked experience is still wanted. So then why in the hell do we have skill-based matchmaking in pubs then? If we have a ranked experience, which is you know where you stand, you get rewards based on your success, yada yada, why do we even have skill-based matchmaking in public matches? Is that just for people that are so bad they cannot handle the uncomfortable truth that maybe they need to do better? This is a real example I'm going to give you guys, all right? This is a real example I'm going to give you guys, and I'm not saying this to like, you know, crap on anybody or whatever, and I'll keep everybody anonymous, but I have a friend that I try to give tips to on XDefiant. I will watch them play, and I will tell them exactly what they're doing wrong, where they're going wrong, what they should do more of, yada yada. And I swear to you, maybe 10% of the information gets taken to heart and they actually do it. So many people want to be in this comfort zone and they want to do things their way and they want the game to adapt to them. That's why I see so many people with the reaction time of a sloth in frozen molasses and the aim of someone with half of a thumb that they lost in a deli accident at their local Subway, complain that people jump too much in XDefiant or whatever. I'm going to be completely real with you guys. My aim has gotten to a point on XDefiant, and my tactics with shotguns especially has gotten to a point on XDefiant where if people jump, I have no trouble hitting them. I really don't. People jump and they move and they slide, cancel, and they do all that stuff because they don't want to get shot. Do you expect everyone to run around on the same plane as you and not move and just have you shoot at them easy? And then it's just a battle of like, I guess who sees who's first at that point. Do you want that? If you want that, there's a little game called Doom. You don't even have to like aim up and down in that game. Go play the original Doom. You know, like seriously, go play the original Doom on easy. There you go. It's probably still too hard for you, but I digress. You know, let's go back to that situation though, where I'm like trying to give someone tips. You know, if I say like, hey, you should jump more. Hey, you should slide cancel more. Hey, you should reload after a kill. You should do all this stuff, and they continue to not do it, and they continue to get the same results. I have nothing, like, there's nothing I can do. You know what I mean? If I'm telling you exactly what you need to do, and you can't do it, or you won't do it, there's like nothing I can do. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta just accept your lumps. Like, I don't know, man. There are so many, I mean, look, I'll be real with you. I am not God's gift to FPS. In fact, I suck ass at a lot of games that I play for the first time. I'm a very slow learner, but I have a very high ceiling. My brain works in a way where I want to figure out how to be good at something, and I will do anything, and I'll take any path, and I'll make as many mistakes as I can, or as many mistakes as it takes, I should say, to get to the point where I can call myself good at it. When it comes to XDefiant here, for example, I feel like I'm pretty damn good at this game. I haven't played ranked yet, I'm just a pub stomper, but like I feel like I can go into any public match, get MVP 9 games out of 10 now. Like that's just how I play. That's where I wanted to get to. I put in over 200 hours into the game to get there. Boom. I'm not God's gift to FPS. There's nothing special about me. I really don't think there is. I'm maybe above average at every single metric, but when I combine all those metrics to become above average in every facet, then the people that don't get out of their comfort zone and don't do this or don't do that when they play the game get shit on. And instead of getting better, instead of realizing they have a weakness in this particular area, because there's no skill-based matchmaking to protect you in this game, you land where you land, you know what I mean? Instead of just getting better, they go on Twitter, they go on social media, that whatever, and they whine and complain. There are times to whine and complain. Trust me. I do it all the time here. It's when things are not fair. When things are not fair, when nefarious things are going on behind the scenes, you should complain. When it's just your lack of skill being the main culprit, the main issue, you don't need to complain. You need to go back and take a look at what you're doing wrong and improve. Tell me when I'm telling a fucking lie. Viewer, tell me, please. So with Black Ops 6 on the horizon, let me transition into this. With Black Ops 6 on the horizon, if you guys think this is going to be different, I'm sorry, you're an idiot. Repeat after me. They will never sell you a game so good you don't buy next year's installment. They'll never do it. And with this skill-based matchmaking study dropping right before Black Ops 6 and with nothing in regards to the matchmaking changing, if you think this is going to be different, this is going to save COD, this is going to be the best Call of Duty ever, you're a fucking moron. And I'm sorry to break that to you, but goddamn, y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop. Just calm your emotions, please, for a second. Look at this logically and tell me this game is going to be good. The Treyarch making this game is missing so many key players I've seen fall off from Treyarch over the years. Vonderhaar, Jason Blundell, Tony Flame, you name it, the key director people that led the way are gone. And now Treyarch has put in, I mean, something as simple as doors into the multiplayer and tac sprint into the multiplayer is super telling, by the way. It's super telling because these two things were the main selling points of their last game, Cold War, in that they weren't fucking in the game. They didn't have doors or tac sprint. They wanted that traditional Call of Duty. And many people hold Cold War in high regards as the best COD in the past 5 years, and I'm inclined to agree with that. They're leaving all that behind to do some door, tac sprint, omni movement thing. This game's going to suck. And it comes down to those dumb decisions at the people leading the way and the shitty matchmaking. The fact that the game's going to be dead in 10 months, not even a year, but 10 months. Not even 10 months, probably 6 months. Let's be honest. Modern Warfare 3, who in the hell plays that? Who plays it? I mean, it just got released on Game Pass, and I've been giving Sledgehammer Games all the credit in the world. No one cares. The game, it's like, the game comes out, it's popular for 2-3 months, and it falls off a cliff. And that's it. We wait till next year. That's Call of Duty. Every single year. It's going to happen again, it's going to happen again, and happen again, as long as you keep buying it and playing it every year and expecting different results. It's literally the definition of insanity at this point. I'm sticking with XDefiant. I know the hype's died down on it, and, you know, it's not as popular as it was when it came out. I don't care. I enjoy playing it. I'm going to keep playing it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed the XDefiant gameplay. I will catch you on the next one. Try out the new buff shotguns on this game. They're very good. I'll see you later. Have a good one. Peace.
Here's some parting advice.